Well, after a really slow week last week, I'm finally getting back to my favorite spot. And I see something interesting here because it's got some writing on it. I don't know if it's the end of a pen or maybe the top of a pen. Huh. Yeah, Standard Oil Company. I think it's the top of a pen. I think they got the guy's name on it. I just love looking through this clear water. Especially when it gave us a good wash and you can start to see things coming out underneath. That would have been a cool little wine cup glass. See anything else in there? I just pulled out this really nice slick whiskey. There's no embossing on it. The cork is still there. And dare I say, with the color of that, it almost looks like there's a little bit left in there. I like the bottom to it. This could be 1920s. The seam's still up to the top, but I do like that thing. I like this wash off because things start to pop up. They can just easily pluck off the top. As you scan around, maybe there's some. I know I dropped something. A little tiny padlock. Not worry, I just took my gloves off for now. I do have them with me. Got a nice section here that I'm gonna like to stay low and scrounge around for things up top. Well, I was waiting for some buttons and some marbles to pop out, but although I picked up this one, it's a tiniest little thing, and she's pretty beat up. But this is exactly where and when I start to find the marbles and the buttons popping up. I'm not really seeing anything yet. Scream if you see something. Brass screw. Maybe copper. Still nothing yet. Wait for it. It's still not as productive as I thought it was going to be, but there's a lot to still look at. Is that a flower under there? Might be. I like this color. Rio. Still see some things popping out. Some kind of gear. But nothing phenomenal yet. What are you? I'll always take a tiny perfume. Might have a couple interesting pieces tucked out back in here. I do like the red glass. That's something. But I saw something even better than that. What's this right here? Oh, that's. What are you? Oh, look at that. That is out of nowhere. Spotted that little perfume bottle. I thought it was the end of a light bulb. Huh. Well, I'm glad I'm all hunched over in this corner here. I would not have seen that. Excellent. Alright, so I was looking at the red glass, which I almost lost, but I like this piece of pottery that just dropped down. Okay, we got some floral work on that. And do you see anything else? I know there's some bottles. I might do a little scraping right here. Well, I might be working on a glass lid right here, which I'm hoping is in one piece, and that tends to happen because the bottom breaks and they throw out the lid. So I'm going to work on that and see what else is in this little section. Another cool little piece of pottery coming out. I'll clean up. But right now, I'm going to work on this lid, and it's not moving, so it's a little bit on the bigger side. Well, I got it loose enough to jostle it out. Now the question is it in one piece? Nope. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was. Look at that. Well, that's why they threw it away. Bagged a few more bottles in that section, but nothing super old. I like this amber, so that might come home with me. 30s or 40s. Twist off. I thought you were a bead at first, my little friend. Nice little sign of spring. Well, I don't believe what I just pulled out. No, unfortunately, it does have a lip chip in it. But this is only my second one I've ever found of these. This is a Hutchinson bottle, or a Hutch. And despite that big chip, the rest of it's in pretty decent shape. This bottle not to be sold. I think it's a J.M. Morris, Keyport, New Jersey. Oh, if there wasn't a chip in that. But I am really pleased with this, because this is a much older bottle going right into the 1800s. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Wow. Ah, look who's out on the point already. Well, we got a nice tide going out. It's still about an hour and a half before low. And this is a really good sign to see some of the mud showing up already. Besides some besides metal detecting, we're going to do some mudlarking. Look at all the ducks out there today. He's right in his element. One of the ducks. Oh! Can't hear me. Well, I'm liking this. A nice milk glass jar. Too bad it's broken. A lot of good wash today. I'm thinking maybe some old bottles. I'm trying to navigate while videotaping this, actually scooping out what appears to be a bottle stuck in the mud here. I did a quick cleaning of this brass ore rod holder, and it came out really, really nice. Brass always seems to polish up well. I'm not really sure how far back to date this piece, but there was a second piece I found in the same hole that I cleaned up also. That appears to be another kind of brace for some kind of mechanic to sit into. It was really hard this day to do any real recording because the wind was so bad. I just couldn't navigate the hand recording and actually showing what I found. So I did some recordings afterwards. This is one of the buttons that I found with a very cool intact shank. It's always interesting in these areas I hunt to find the wide variety of lead bullets. This particular piece reminded me a lot of maybe part of an old boot or a toe tap. I'm not really sure. And in this piece, although there's no markings on it, and I'm guessing it's pewter, this just has a really, really old spoon written all over it. Here's my first touch of some spring weather after some low tides. Interesting look at the beach. All of this should not be sand right here, but you can see the stones coming out. I only got a short bit of time to do some research. I'm loving what it looks like down there. I'm gonna have to go right there right now. Check things out. I'm liking what I see here. Looks like a blob top. Amber. Oh, look at that. Perhaps Milwaukee. New York branch. That's a winner. Awesome. Not sure what I'm looking at here, but I'm loving it. What do you think? It's got something to it. I love the punt on the bottom. That's deep. I'm not placing an age on this one yet till I get it home and clean it up. But she's been out there a while. Interesting top. Ooh, this might be my second really good bottle today. We were on a different track this week versus last week. Not sure about this one. It's worth taking a look at. The embossing, an old soda, and it does have some embossing there. And I like that style embossing. So this could be on the older side too. This may be bottle number 3. I'm like cleaning this one up too. It's got something to it. Maybe 30s, maybe even earlier. Oh, what a day. Well, of all the days not to bring my big bag, what am I looking at here? I'm not going to say this one's that old, just because of the paper on it. Yep. And there's no embossing. But I wish there was a way I could carry this out too, but I just can't. Unpacked already. Great looking area. Well, maybe just enough room to sneak this salt and pepper. That I can fit. Well, when it rains it pours. This is a later model Coke. 1 pint. Ugh, but it's in such great shape. This could probably be 50s or 60s. Look at this thing. I don't know where I'm going to hide this thing, but I got to carry this out too. Well, you can't make this stuff up. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What are you thinking? Not this right here. What are you thinking? What are the chances of peeking this guy out? Oh. No, it's not a marble at all. It's a little gem. Look at that. Huh. Cool. Well, this could very well be the most perfect day ever. It's 2 hours before low tide, and look at how far the tide out is already. I'm going to be doing a lot of walking around and some spot metal detecting here. I'm looking for bottles, older areas to metal detect, and areas that probably cannot get out to, except for days like today. You know, that sure looks like a 3-ringer to me. It's very, very odd that we get these here in New Jersey. So I'm gonna have to look that guy up. He sure is a cool looking bullet though. I'm gonna size of that thing. 1, 2, 3. I see 3 rings. Hollowed out bottom. There's certainly some great varieties of lead bullets to be found in the Bay, mostly coming from the late 1800s to early 1900s. I might have another good feeling about this one. Blob top. Big bunch of crusty. There you go. I don't see any embossing on it, but this, well, it might be. This definitely has some age to it. It's kind of funny, even though I have plenty of milk glass bottles, I still look at the ones that I know I can't bring home. And look at this guy. I do not have one like you. A floral design. Love it. And in great shape. Fantastic. Let's clean you up. Well, I only have 15 minutes left for the peak of the low tide before this water starts coming back in. And if you don't know tides, even a half an inch of water coming in could cover thousands of yards of mud. But as of right now, this rare occasion, I can't help but start to move quickly to cover ground than to stay in one spot and do some metal detecting. So I'm again on the search for a nice piece of copper piping. See if I can spot any old bottles popping out. And then maybe I'll get back to some metal detecting. See anything? Besides a car engine? Wonder what that went to. There's a spot up here that I tend to find some bottles, so let's see what it's got. Well, as I was searching for a target there, just as the water's coming up, something's hanging out here. From back there, it didn't look that old, but it's always worth taking a shot. John Hellett, Long Branch, New Jersey, registered. It's probably 40s or 50s. I'll take it. Well, I might be off with this one. She might be older than that. I saw some nice bubbles in there, I do. That might be early 1900s. And a gray color. Can't really make out the lettering on the back of this flat button where the shank is broken. Gotta check them all. Windy today, first find of the day though. Marks the age of the beach. Nice little square nail spike. That's a nice one, good condition. Nice trophy piece. Well, just picked up a 1819 and it looks copperish, quarter sized, but I can't make any details out of it yet. Hopefully that black comes off and we'll see something underneath, but it looks pretty smooth. We'll see. So I had a junky signal
and I threw the piece out, and then I looked back in the basket, and there was another signal. Looked too big to be a ring, but that is definitely crusty. But that could be a big old ring. Try and clean it up just a little bit. Yeah, and it's looking like a ring. May not be silver. Kind of heavy. Can't make a design out of it. It's crusting up a little bit like it's silver. Definitely will clean up a little bit, and I don't know. It's looking like a ring to me. Well, that's one to clean up and hope. Into another live dig here. Getting 23. It could be a penny. Might be a dime. Let's see what we can get on the first scoop. Got a little bit of a current here. Maybe that's why stuff is building up here. I don't hear it. There's a lot of brass out here too. Let's see what, I can see it shining already. Piece of brass. Like a, obviously a swinging door bracket. Ah, we got a little older silver. Just now, another dime. That's definitely a merc. Get it in the sun for you. See if we'll make out a date. That's a merc. We got maybe a time period piece. It's just nice to see. We got a little old spoon. Don't see any markings on it, but I like this area. Definitely old. Try another live dig. The water's so clear you could probably see my scooper and the metal detector coil, because I can see it almost clear as day. Got the noise out. There's a little shiny penny. Let's see what it is. One center. Another weedy. Looks like the date is a little rubbed off. You might be able to make it out. You can definitely see the 19. And another live dig, 1415. Most likely a nickel. You can see the current washing this away, keeping this water nice and clean. Let's see if anything's in the scoop. Just a little tchotchke. Screaming. It's not deep at all. I gotta scoop it here without pushing it around. I don't hear it. Let's see if it's in the basket. I feel like it's big. Yeah, it's a big lock. Doesn't look like an old lock, but it's a big one. Big old Yale lock. A couple inches deep. So maybe has some weight to it. Nope, still down there. Try it again. Strike one. Go sideways. Sometimes it helps to go sideways. Don't hear it. Let's see if I see it. Not a coin, something round. kind of big. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Kind of stopper. Too much wind for them. So this is an interesting one. It came up like a 17, 18, thought it was going to be a weight. Then I got really excited. As you can see, there's something round and large. As I got closer, I couldn't recognize anything. And as I cleaned it up, look at this thing. But for the something. Oh, but for the grace of God. Wow, look at this thing. Matt Talbot. Wow, gotta look that one up. No idea. It definitely looks like a coin. Maybe silver? We'll see. Love it, love it. That is unique.